Hello everybody! So, it is Monday and it's time for my weekly tarot vlog video. But before I do that, I want to address some things. Now, I look all broke ass, no makeup, no nothing. And you know what? I feel like this. I make these videos, this is going to sound kind of shitty, but I make these videos more so for myself than millions and millions of people. It's not that I don't care what I look like, it's just that I don't really feel like getting dressed up for a camera. Even though, yes, this is going online and yes, it's public and anybody can view it, it's not like I'm getting millions of views anyway, so it's like, who really cares? I don't know. This is just me. So take it or leave it. I have acne. So much Smarties. We did not have chocolate this year because we're trying to cut back on chocolate. So instead, my mom got Smarties for the trick-or-treaters. And of course, the pranksters, you know, the people who are like, oh, let's put razor blades in people's candy, came out. So I guess nobody wants to go trick-or-treating, which I think is stupid. So I ended up having to eat most of it. Not having to, but it's right there and they're so good. And you can't just have one little thing of it. You have to have like 5 in order to feel like you're full. So with that being said, it is now time to discuss my week with you. Okay, so oh boy. So I guess last week, the deck I used was the Angel deck, and the card I pulled was the Emperor, and there's leadership, action, and the masculine aspect. And I wrote, taking control of my life and making things happen with NaNoWriMo, I will make a considerable dent in this novel. And the way I plan it is I give myself 2 hours and 30-minute increments of writing, and then I write in the memo part of my phone, and then I write in here, and then on the weekends I type it up. And the reason why I do this, excuse me, is because it's my rough draft, and then I add whatever I'm going to add in here, or, you know, I usually write at like 2 o'clock in the morning, so by the time I read it back, I'm like, what the hell was I trying to say? So this is like the second draft, and then the typing would be the third draft. And yes, there's still things to flesh out after that, but the point of National Novel Writing Month isn't to be perfect, it's just to write. So with that being said, I did very well on that. And Saturday proved to be a challenge to me because my mom asked me if I could get my dad's medication. And I told her that I had gotten it the day before, so I shouldn't have to if I had already gotten it. She of course was like, well, they called twice saying that he had new medication that he needed to pick up, so I'm like, alright, fine. So I go there, and it's not in our town, in Elgin. Oh no, it's like 15 minutes away, which is fine, but then you have to wait. And so I wasted like half an hour of my life waiting for them to tell me that it wouldn't be ready until yesterday, Sunday. So I'm like, alright, fine, I'm out, at least I can get my pictures, right? Wrong. I went to the Walgreens, which is right by my house, and since I'm engaged, there's no ring because it's getting resized, but that's happening. I wanted to get a book, or make a book just to flip through, you know, ideas and like all the stuff that I'm getting on Pinterest, and wanted to actually write stuff out about where it would be and all this other stuff. And I just wanted to make a book, so I'm not like paying 30 or 40 bucks for a Martha Stewart book when I could just make it myself with all my own ideas or things that I like or whatever. So I ordered these pictures on Friday. So by Saturday, I'm like, okay, they should be ready by now. That scared me. And so I go into the Walgreens, and nobody's at the photo counter. So I press a little button that says, place an order. Press the button. Someone will be with you shortly. So I press the button, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting. The person, or the electronic voice comes up, online, order ready for pickup. Someone please come to the counter. She must have said this like 5 or 6 times before I just got tired of it and walked out. So that was pretty shitty. Because, you know, are they so unbearably understaffed that there's nobody to man the photo counter when I had just seen someone walk in the photo counter door? Like, for real. What are they doing in there? So I just left a really not nice comment on their Facebook page. And I will never be ordering anything from there ever again, because that was extremely unprofessional. I guess my point in that was that I took action. I didn't wait around there like a complete moron. I was extremely angry, but I didn't feel like bitching anyone out on the phone when they would just tell me, oh, just come back. It's like, no, that's not the point. I was standing there for like 10 minutes waiting for someone to take my order. So you could just tell me to come back? Because there's obviously somebody there now. No. So I took action and just wrote a really mean comment on their Facebook page. And nobody's gotten back to me yet. So there is that. It seems stupid and childish now that I'm thinking about it. But that's pretty much how the rest of my week went. So with that being said, today is the start of a new week. And so I shall get out my trusty pen and pull out, yikes, my roots are coming in. See, what happened was I wanted to do something crazy with my hair. I was getting sick of it. It's always falling out because it's getting long, so everything's falling out. That is not a good angle. Now I look like I have 2 chins. So I wanted to shave it or do something really crazy with it. But then I was like, you know what? If I'm going to do that, I am going to dye it something really crazy first. So that's what I did this summer. And it's really fun. I like it. But I'm getting kind of sick of it. So right now I'm just trying to manage my hair. And then maybe I'll end up, who knows? I'll end up, what is wrong with me? I'll end up shaving it maybe. Or something really crazy. Haven't decided yet. So this week I decided that I wanted to do these cards, my Mary Magdalene deck. It's so pretty. I love it. I love, love, love these cards. But what I didn't do was shuffle them. So, November. What is the day today? Does anybody know? Can anybody tell me what day it is? 9th. Thank you. 2015. Alright, this is what I'm going to end up doing. See how this is where I keep my tarot cards. I have 4 decks that I use. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't know if you could see any of that. If you can't, I'm sorry. But what I normally do is shuffle them and then cut the deck and then pick the top card. But today I decided let's not do any of that and let's just pick a card. So that's what I'm going to do. So how was your weekend? Did you have it as an eventful... That's not how you say a sentence. Did you have a weekend as eventful as mine, or was it nicer? Are you into National Novel Writing Month? What's your novel about? How many words do you have so far? I have 20? Well, I actually started this novel a while ago, so get a head start. Ooh, this is the card I picked. The Resurrection. And of course, it's backwards. But yes, this is the card I picked. And this always reminds me of chakra colors. Because you have the red, orange, yellow. Yellow is like this big glowing orb in the middle of it. It's so pretty, I love it. But it reminds me of like rebirth and regrowth, which is funny because this is November and there's only one more month and then the year starts over again. So we're getting into the colder months now. But it's always important to know that even in the winter, when things are supposed to be still and quiet and you're supposed to go inward, what drives people crazy is what ends up happening. Because in the spring and the summer, it's nice, you want to be outside and do things and stuff, but there's not really all that much to do in the wintertime besides sit there and look at the snow and think, oh, it's so pretty outside, but then I have to shovel it and then I have to drive in it and people are dicks and I don't want to be out, so I want to hibernate. There's still, bursts of inspiration and all of that. So I think with this card, albeit it's backwards, I think what this card is trying to tell me is that there is creation even in the darkest of times. So I should never lose my light and also be prepared for the same thing happening. Like, get your ideas now so by the time the winter comes, you know what you're going to do and you don't drive yourself crazy, which is something that I do. I like to plan ahead. Which is something I never thought I'd say about myself, because up until a few years ago, I was extremely disorganized. To the point where it cost me a lot of things I wish I could get back. So with that being said, I'm going to post weekly tarot card. And yes, you get to watch me write, aren't you lucky? Deck used Magdalene Oracle card. So I have a question for all of you people out there who aren't watching this because you're watching, Shane Dawson and Olga Kay and all of those other people. What keeps you going in the wintertime? Do you live in an area where there's not really a wintertime? I lived in Florida for a few years, and I would say that the wintertime there is comparable to springtime here. Like, it's 70 degrees, 70, 60, 70 degrees from like October to May, which is really nice. So you can wear your flip-flops in February, which you can't really do up here. But I've seen a lot of, weird things happen. Like there's not really a winter in Florida. So cats, like feral cats, get pregnant all year round, and there's like lots of little babies everywhere, and you can't catch them, and they're just everywhere. And people tend to get crazy. It doesn't matter if there's winter or not. People are just crazier in different times of the year, I think. So I'm actually really excited because I have a jewelry store, an Etsy shop, but lately I've been trying to branch out and think of other things that I can make, and especially things that I'm inspired to make. And I think that's what's going to get me through the winter. At least I really hope so. And of course, a lot more jewelry. I love, love, love jewelry. Alright, so on this note, this week, I guess I will be coming up with things that I can do in the winter time that will help get me through. So by the time the winter's over, I already have a lot of things going. And that makes me happy because I like this new thing of planning ahead and at least having ideas. I'm not just sitting there bored watching Gilmore Girls for the 50th time on Netflix instead of actually getting shit done. And also the spring and the summer are the festival circuits, so I'm probably going to be doing a lot of traveling again like I did this year. It's very exciting. Alright, on that note, I've babbled on for 17 minutes. Sorry guys. And if anyone ever watches this, maybe you want me to pull a card for you. I can also do a regular tarot spread, 3 cards or however many cards you need, depending on what type of reading you need. And I also have my pendulum, which in the last video, I did a sample reading for someone with my pendulum. So please, somebody respond, please. Or not. It's up to you. Alright, bye. Have a good week.